Let's do it here this way. Okay, Shaughnessy is on. Great, go ahead.
Okay, so it's week 2 and you made it. Yay!
Yay!
So we're getting into it. Wasn't that call on the products absolutely amazing? Lots of good stuff on there.
Last night, I missed that one. I didn't get that.
So many great tips and selling ideas. So one quick tip. So if you missed it, you probably didn't get to see. There was some great selling tips on how to use the product and share the features and the benefits with it. What's a feature about it, and how is that beneficial to the customer?
Okay.
You want to relate it and get them to want it. So some amazing I'm going to share my screen here. Hold on one second.
Are you talking about the homework call from last week?
It should have been the homework call. Yeah.
Okay. The homework call.
The homework call. Sorry. I should have said homework call.
Oh, that one, the big show?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. I watched that. Yes.
Okay.
That was really good. Yeah.
What was your favorite takeaway from it?
Oh, man. There were so many. Let me grab, Let me grab my notes. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Hold on. No, that was the one I took all the notes on and everything. I took it with me to my party last week. Hold on.
So it's kind of neat because last week's topic was belief, but the homework was all about the products and selling. So, there's just so many great training that's involved in this program. I love that. And they keep updating them too. Yeah.
It was, okay, so, it was like promoting the product collections, engage in selling, engaging to sell, to each other and cross-sell products and adding extra products at the very end. That was a good thing. Mm-hmm. And about the Post-it sticks, those were good. I used it at my party Friday and people were posting like crazy.
Awesome.
That was good. And it was like, to point out and key products, like the larger items, the moneymaker ones, like the rock crocks and your cookware. And about the 8 skills, that was pretty good. And then Jo Hackman, the Advantage Director, she was giving some good tips as well. I had so many notes on here.
Very good.
Great.
Trying to think. It was just really good about how they talk and how easy it was, and to get it across about the collections, if they bought something, or show the recipes, and how to spend. And it was just like talking about one item and how to sell it. And it was just great. Everything was, just about the websites, increasing your sales. As they walked in, I handed them the catalog and the Post-its were attached on there. And we went over everything and we cooked, and it was just really good. I liked it, how she said she sat and shared everything in the beginning of the show, and then they kind of cooked something. That's kind of like what I did this last time, and it was pretty good. I liked it.
Awesome. Well, now you have some amazing selling skills under your belt. Yeah. And it sounds like you were able to even start using them with your show.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So now you guys will be able to start selling or sharing these great tips and ideas when you're at shows and when you're out and about. So it's natural that now we talk about booking and prospecting, right? You got to have a place to hear it. So today is all about bookings at shows, live and virtual, and bookings at out and about. So when you're out and about to different areas. So it's super easy to talk about what you're excited about once you're educated on it. So we have the ability to change lives just by sharing our excitement about our amazing tools. That's probably one of my favorite things about this is when I hear from a customer or a host that says, oh my gosh, I use that Simple Slicer now all the time, and we make so many more salads for our family, and we're eating healthier. Like, those are the things I enjoy hearing, because it's changing the way they eat and the way their lives, it's coming around. So our tools are very powerful. So did you know that families who eat dinner together have children who do better on grades and test scores, better interviewing skills? They're less apt to do drugs, smoke, or drink, all because they ate dinner together, which is awesome. Like, I love that. That's something that my kids are all little. They're 9 and under, but it's very important for us to eat dinner around an actual table. I grew up eating dinner on the couch and TV trays. And so one thing that my husband and I are very passionate about is eating around the table. And we're trying not to be outside of the home doing activities during dinner time more than once or twice a week. So when you know information like that, it's hard not to share what you know. So how does that make you feel to know you're having an impact on future generations by just going to work?
It feels good because you're trying to make it easier for the working family and the family that has a lot of activities. You're giving them shortcuts and quick tools that they can use to make their job easier and faster.
Absolutely. And for them to make memories with their family.
Correct, yes. Memories, and they can cook together as well.
Absolutely. So it's really easy to share when you're out and about. Wear PC logo wear, carry a PC bag, a tote, wear your name badge. If you're bold, wear your apron to the grocery store. Shelly, have you done that? Did you say you've done that before?
Gosh, not in recent memory. I'm sure that when I was first starting my business and I just needed to jumpstart things, I did. And we went to the mall. We would go to the mall in our apron.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of people?
Oh, it's a big conversation starter, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, field trip with the team. We need to do that again. That'd be great.
So I actually carry a PC bag. I have one that I use as my purse, and it has a full-size catalog in it. So the front is a catalog, so people see that. They ask me about it all the time. I'm out about, oh, you sell Pampered Chef, or I haven't seen a catalog in forever. And it's right there, and I can whip that catalog out and hand it to them, and I get their information, of course, which is what we're going to talk about. But quick story just to share on that. I was at the post office probably about 2 months ago now, and a lady was standing next to me. Oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef. We talked, when's the last time you had seen a catalog? It'd been a while. I had a mini catalog on me, so I got her information, gave her the mini catalog, told her I'd follow up with her. Within 24 hours, I texted her, hey, it was so great to meet you. She had told me she was moving to Napa. So she was interested in a show, but she wanted to get settled in Napa, and just to keep in touch. And I had a salad and sangria open house this weekend at my house. And so I texted her an invitation, said, just want to touch base with you. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm glad you did. And of course I mentioned, I'm so glad, I hope you got settled in Napa. So it makes her know that I remembered her. And she messaged me back, oh my gosh, I'm in Oklahoma visiting my family. I would love to come, but can't make it. But I am settled, and I have some roommates, and they have nothing in their kitchen. So I would love to get a full-size catalog and see the hostess rewards to help pamper our new kitchen. So, and that was just somebody, I was standing in line at the post office mailing gifts. So.
And it was a lead from 2 months ago.
Yes.
That's key. Yeah.
That's key. And so Shelly actually has gotten me onto Evernote, and I put her information in Evernote and just copy and pasted any communication that I've been having with her with a date and then a follow-up, so that I can just follow up, like if follow up in 2 months, and then it brings it up, and I texted her and brought it to memory. So that has really helped me keep up to date on all of that. So those are just some different things. You can do a cookbook, take a Pampered Chef cookbook when you're shopping for ingredients. People will kind of look at you like you're holding a cookbook in the produce aisle trying to grab stuff. The mini catalogs, that is something you carry in your purse. I always carry at least 10 of them. And I staple a drawing slip, the Pampered Chef drawing slip that came in your kit.
These guys.
Yep, just like that. And staple that to it. So when they ask for a catalog, I hand them that, and I just say, hey, can you jot down your name and quick contact info so I can follow up with you and see if you found anything you liked. And they usually jot it down real quick. And then I put that in, for me, I put it in Evernote and track it, that I had a contact, I met so-and-so, I handed them a mini catalog, and follow up in 24 to 48 hours. And then, depending on that correspondence, I put another follow-up time in. And a lot of times people will ask you for a business card. That is your best business card, is a mini catalog with your information on it.
Crystal, do you have those mini catalogs?
I do. Those are the ones with a little ice cream on them right now?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Right, okay.
They're invaluable. And recipe cards are another great one that you can keep in your purse or have out and about. They sell them on the supply list. They're super discounted. I want to say you pay like maybe $2.75 for a pack of 40 or something, isn't it, Shelly? Something like that.
Well, I know they stopped making recipe cards.
I haven't seen any on there.
Did they? Oh, I did not realize. Okay.
Yeah, they stopped. I'll check while you guys go ahead, and I will do a little check because
I was just on there. I didn't see any.
Okay. I
got to order some more folders. I only have 3 more left. So.
Yeah, those ones I go through really quickly. Yeah.
And sticky notes. Keeping sticky notes with if you don't have a door prize slip, if you run out, make sure you have a sticky note. Just make sure you have something to get their information.
Okay.
And I always do, if you t-shirts, check in the Pampered Chef logo wear online. I always have a t-shirt on because I'm trying to out and about generating business. My kids were in VBS last week, so I was wearing my Pampered Chef shirts every day when I was walking in and picking up the kids. And of course, somebody stopped me. Oh, I didn't know you sold Pampered Chef. And we had actually had the conversation months ago, but she forgot. And I was like, yeah, no worries. Invited her to this weekend. She couldn't come, but she placed an order. So always wear logo wear. And then this one says, I'm not crazy. Well, maybe I am, but you gotta love me. So anywhere there are people who eat. So there is literally business everywhere. We are a company that can fit the needs of anybody. If anybody has a mouth, they have to eat. So, we have something to help them fill their needs. So how many of you guys have struggled with dinner before Pampered Chef? Christy, I know you've been doing Pampered Chef for a while with Shelly in different stuff. Before Pampered Chef, did you have a hard time, with getting dinner on the table or new recipes? Did you ever struggle with that?
No, not really. I always tried to look for quick recipes, and I had a lot of the Pampered Chef tools to make it easier too. The mix and chop is great, making tacos or grinding up turkey, and I usually don't have any problem with the stuff. And the double baker, I usually bake a lot of stuff in those too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm one of those people that have stared at my cabinet and fridge hoping something jumps out at me for dinner. I am terrible about planning dinner. So Pampered Chef has definitely helped me with recipes and planning and getting it easier. So all the people that you're surrounded by, they have those same issues. What's for dinner tonight? How can I get a quick recipe on the table? And so I'm selfish if I'm not sharing that with them because I have the solutions. You have the solutions with your tools. So what do you say? So we talked about, following up within 24 to 48 hours. That's essential. But if you're in the checkout line, generate a conversation. Hey, is that a good brownie mix brand? I'm making this recipe tonight to try out. and show them, like if you have if you happen to have a recipe card for the Naughty Brownie, or pull it up on your phone. We have the recipes right there on our phones from pamperedchef.com. And then they might be like, oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef, right? Everybody says, I love Pampered Chef. I don't know. When's the last time I always say this, when's the last time you've been to a party or seen a catalog? Would you like a new catalog? And then that's when I pull out the mini catalog. I'd love to follow up with you to see what you think about the new products. Can I get your information? Boom, there's the drawing slip or Post-it note. Great, I'll call you tomorrow, or text you. So you must call within 24 to 48 hours or throw away the lead. And I can tell you from 7 years of experience in the business, this is crucial. Those times that I have waited because life got busy, I have lost the lead. They're done. You're out of sight, out of mind if it's more than a couple days, unless you've established that first communication with them.
Okay.
And so they lose 10% of interest every single day. And even more when they've only just met you instead of at a party. So you always want to make sure that you're following up. Give a genuine comment, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. And then, start talking about, just generate a conversation. Oh, what do you do? You look so, you look great today. What do you do? And then, they might say something they do. Oh, and then, I work from home too. I work with Pampered Chef. Comment on ingredients in their cart. What are they making? Do they have a lot of vegetables? Oh my gosh, do you have some great vegetable recipes? I am doing a lot of plant-based now, and I've been using some Pampered Chef recipes that are amazing. I love the new sweet potato pad thai recipe. And oh my gosh, that starts a conversation. Another thing, I love that my job allows me to shop during the day because it's flexible. Be ready with a 30-second commercial, just a quick about Pampered Chef. And then, have that door prize. And don't forget the cashier when you're in line. I always try to generate a conversation with the cashier because a lot of times they're just sitting there doing their job, and a lot of people don't engage them in conversation. So it's always a great thing to do. And especially if they have great customer service. One thing that I've done, and it's worked for me in the past to get information and recruit leads, is if somebody's giving excellent customer service, I'll tell them, oh my gosh, I look at their name tag, Rochelle, I love your customer service. You are amazing at your job. I would love to have somebody like you on my team. And they kind of look at me because they're not used to getting a compliment like that. And that, what do you do? Well, I'm a director with Pampered Chef, and we need people with great customer service like you. I would love to chat with you more about it. Can I call you tomorrow? And I've gotten their contact information and called them. So it's a great way to even get a team member. So if you're, just generate that conversation. And one thing you can do is if they're getting really excited about the products, then ask them if they'd like to have a show and get them all for free instead. It's really that easy. Sharing is just caring about the people around you and having the conversation. So when you start seeing it as a service instead of a chore, it will become much more fun and easy for you to do. So prospecting when you're out and about is nothing more than a friendly conversation. And really, I have to tell you, that is crucial. When you stop looking at it as, I have to make my contacts, I have to, like a checklist, and you genuinely just start making conversations with people and you want to share the service and help them because we are a service-oriented business, that's when your business will change. So there's an abundance of booths and fairs this year, but especially in the spring and fall. And Shelly and I were just having a chat about this before we got started. Shelly, do you want to, if you have anything in particular in this slide that you want to chat about, because in the local area, because I know you have a lot of local contacts. But where to find some low cost ones, through the Chamber of Commerce, local newspapers, penny savers, community bulletin boards, Facebook groups. Facebook groups with local events are big. I've seen a lot there.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. In fact, a lot of people will come to me and say, you know, oh, the Alameda County Fair is coming, or they'll say, you know, we've got a bridal fair. And honestly, I will tell you, I kind of shy away from those huge events like that. I mean, the county fairs, you're talking about, you know, thousands of dollars for a booth that lasts a week and a half. And certainly there's been directors in the past who coordinate multiple teams and set out, you know, time slots and, you know, 3 shifts a day and a table. And I mean, huge endeavors. What my point is that you don't have to go that route. You don't have to spend a lot of money for, to, you know, get your name out there and just represent. Actually, I got an email just today from a longtime host and customer of mine, and they do Relay for Life. And they've got a jewelry store in Walnut Creek that's doing like an evening of support for the Relay for Life. And they're advertising and telling the friends and family and everything to come into their jewelry store, and they'll get a percentage of all the sales that happen during that evening, right, for a couple of hours. So I just messaged her back and said, wow, what a fabulous idea. You know, I see she's serving snacks and stuff. Would you like me to come and just do a quick little, you know, set up a table on the side and serve, you know, fresh snacks to folks and let people do Pampered Chef, and that can add to your fundraiser. And it just gives an extra draw, and that way I can invite my customers. It'll support your fundraiser and everything. So, you know, look for opportunities. And someone on Facebook, when they comment about, you know, oh, I'm raising money for this, that, or the other thing, say, oh, I'd be happy to help you. You know, do you want me to come to the relay or come to the event that you're doing, whether it's the church or whatnot, and do a quick cooking class for them. So you can kind of tie in fundraisers and booths and whatnot, but your local churches, your local gyms, that kind of thing are super good resources for that. I'm going Wednesday to Diamond Hills Country Club. They hold a vendor thing once every couple of months, and now I'm on their list. So they've just been, you know, I was there in May, and I think I got 39 different leads, brand new customers. Several of those parties have already happened, and but it's just the little things you've got around town. So spread the word amongst your friends and say, hey, I'm looking for places that I can go and do, you know, set up Pampered Chef and teach healthy cooking ideas, you know, for an hour here or there. And you'll get the word going. So you're asking for referrals to help you find places like that. Does that help, Shanessy?
Yes. I've personally found great success. And a lot of those, I used to do a lot of them in Delaware and some in Jersey. And every time I get to a new area, I try to start getting involved in those, because that's how I can make my local contacts faster and grow my circle of contacts. So I've had great success with church yard sales. If there's a church yard sale in the area, I set up a table and get drawing slips. I once tracked my business from one of the church yard sales that I did. It was in my first 2 months of business, and I got 32 contacts. I called every single one of them. I did a drawing. One of them booked a party, and she is now a great friend of mine and a great customer. But I tracked my business from her party through the parties that booked from hers, and it was over $8,000 worth of business.
Wow.
And I met her at a church yard sale. In fact, I told her about it recently. She just ordered something from me last week, and I said, can you believe we've known each other for 7 years, and you were one of my first hosts? And she said, really? You were only doing Pampered Chef for 2 months? She's like, I would have thought you were doing it for forever at that point.
Oh, that's cool.
You were one of my first. So those are super, super eventful. And I agree with Shelly. You don't want to spend a lot of money and break the bank for a vendor event, because you want to just go somewhere where you can make contacts. I typically don't spend more than $50.
And that's even a little high.
And that's high. Yeah, that's like the $50 event was in Delaware, and it was a 2-day event. So
Oh yeah, super. Yeah.
it was a 2-day
The
event.
one at this gym, and they've got 9,500 members. I was hopping the whole time. I did one full day, like AM and PM shifts. They had it split up. One full day on May 10th, and it was $55 for the both sessions. And then day after tomorrow, I'm just doing the evening. I think it's 3:30 to 8, and it was $35.
Awesome.
So tax deductible, and if you need, you certainly don't typically want to throw a lot of money at your business, but in a case that if you're just not getting bookings, investing a little bit in a event that will help you get new customers, fresh customers, will last you for the longest time. I've got long-term, repeat hosts and customers that simply order or come back. Actually, I got an email just today saying, Shelley, we're ready to set up our fundraiser for the year. So, these repeat people, it's worth it. It's worth it to strategically do that.
Absolutely. And beware the ones run by individuals who are only out to make money, because those typically can not be the most productive that I found. So make sure that if you do ones that are affiliated with a fundraiser, those are great, just like Shelley said. You may be asked to provide a prize or a group for a group drawing or raffle. I always do a drawing at my table as well. I usually raffle off like a free rub, just something little. Or if I have something in my stuff off the outlet, I grab stuff off the outlet every once in a while. And because that way I can get the information. That's the key. So they can get the drawing slip, fill out the drawing slip, and do the information. Another one that I do, and it just came to my mind, I've done like women's Bible study, like not a Bible study, women's conferences, like church conferences, like a women's weekend conference, where I've attended the conference and I set up as a vendor, and I've gotten some great sales and leads out of those as well. So that's just another idea. But stand in front of the table instead of behind it. That is so key. You don't want to be sitting there behind the table on your phone, not engaging people. You are there to engage people and to meet people. So whenever they walk by your table, engage them in conversation, catch their eye. They'll be walking by, looking. They might not even be intending to stop. If I see them walking by, catch their eye. Hey, how are you today? Have you heard of Pampered Chef? And then, oh yes, or maybe they haven't. If they have, then I just say, when's the last time you've seen a catalog or hosted or been to a show? And then, they start talking. I always have make notes on the back of my drawing slips too. So nurse, red hair, has 4 kids. So that when I, go to follow up with her, it jogs my memory. And then I remember who they are from the conversation. Because when you're seeing lots of people in a day, even though you think you'll remember them, you're going to be like, who in the world was this lady?
Yeah. It's such an important thing. These are all the contact slips from May 10th. I'm still, playing phone tag with some folks, or they'll say, we're leaving on vacation, get a hold of me at the end of the month or whatever. And they've got tons of notes on them about, what they were wearing, what they were interested in, because you'll totally forget. But these are gold. If you sign up for one of those events and you do not make plans in your schedule to follow up, just take your money and rip it up and save the time. Don't even bother, because
totally true.
Yeah.
And then you can also give away a free show. So giving away a free show is offering to bring the ingredients for the show. And so I usually, when I do this, I typically pick a recipe that's very inexpensive. Chocolate lava cake. Stock up on those cake mixes when they're $1 a piece, and a jar of frosting's $2. Bruschetta pasta is a very cheap one. You can do it in the rock crock in the microwave. Box of pasta, some tomatoes, a little basil, some garlic, and chicken broth, and that's it. And so I will call them and say, you won. Do I only call one person and tell them they won? No, I call everybody and tell them they won. And not everybody will take me up on it, but some of them will. And I know Claudia Bazar, who is an executive director in the company, this is how she grew her business. I was on a call with her, and they were stationed in the military in Korea, and they were moving in January. In January she was in Korea. They were moving to New York State, and in the summer, by November, she had given herself a 400% raise.
Wow.
She went online before she moved there, and she looked on Facebook at all the events coming up locally and booked herself as a vendor and called every single person from all the contacts that she made there and offered them a cooking show. And she was able to grow her business. Her first check in that she was paid on in January was like $400, and by November her paycheck was over $4,000.
Wow.
So it works. It totally works. And if you don't give away a product, make it something inexpensive and easy to mail, like a Season's Best or something that doesn't break the bank. So here's an example of a nice looking booth. You can see it's kind of streamlined. It's not fancy. You know, they just have their products out, have their tool turnabout, have some catalogs. Just like those look like little baker's racks. Doesn't have to be fancy. So this is by Brian Parker in Rhode Island, who did this one. But you want some height on your table, not everything lying flat on the table. Make them hand you the drawing slips rather than you putting them in a bowl. So you can make notes on the back, just like we talked about, to jog your memory. And then fundraisers. These are great, and they can be for lots of different causes, but they must be for a nonprofit organization. Checks cannot be made out to an individual. If it is made out to an individual, I have researched this, it has to be to the Michael Mendoza Fund, and their bank has to approve that they can deposit that, or they might have to open a separate account for that. So, because I just recently did one for a friend that was raising money to go on a missions trip. And then his wife had a great time at the fundraiser and ended up signing as a consultant. And now she's on my team. So it's actually Mandy Mendoza that was in our
yeah. Very good. Very good.
So
yeah, I had the gal across the street was one of my first hosts way back, like in 2000. And she came back to me a couple years later and said, so Jessica's ready to go on her 8th grade field trip to DC, and I want to do a fundraiser, and we got the date set and everything. She called back 3 days later and canceled it. I'm like crushed. She goes, I'm canceling it because I just want to sign up, and I'm going to use my paycheck to send her on her trip. So she did Pampered Chef for a while and did what she said she was going to do, and then retired.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. It's very awesome.
That is wonderful. So if you have someone going through a serious illness or recovering from a bad accident, you can see if the check can be made payable to them with the fund or to their church. Or sometimes a special bank account, like I said, can be set up, Jones Tornado Relief Fund, and that will work. Just look at your local newspaper, community bulletin boards, and local news stations for groups that are needing to raise money. And if you see a group doing a bake sale or a car wash or selling other items, stop by and offer to do a Pampered Chef fundraiser. Ask for the person who's in charge and give them your contact info and get theirs. And think about school groups like cheerleaders and ball teams, and band, and gifted and talented programs. Classes that are going to Space Camp or DC or other locations. Home economic classes, maybe they want to get some new products for their classroom. That's a great one. I've done one of those before. And think about churches. I just had I sent a customer connection email for last month looking for new consultants for a summer job to make some extra money. I got somebody that replied back. They didn't want to be a consultant, but they wanted to do a fundraiser for their church to get new products for their church kitchen. So I got a fundraiser. So you can do a regular show at the church kitchen, and the church kitchen is the host, or you can do it, online. But once you book your fundraiser, get your recruiter or director to help you guide to make it a success. And just a reminder, Pampered Chef gives 15% profit for fundraisers that are $600 or more, and 10% if under $600. So it really is worth it for them to get it over $600. And they also get $3 for every show booked from theirs that Pampered Chef will donate. So
I have a training I've done on fundraisers that's recorded on YouTube if you want more.
Awesome.
I may ask for that because my neighbor, her girls are both in cheer over here. Shelley, because they're in the same cheer.
Oh, yeah,
over in
yeah.
Walnut Creek. So
Yep,
that's a possibility. My neighbor, Elisa, next door.
Oh, super. Very good.
So.
And then look at your local newspaper in the engagement section for wedding showers. I was just actually talking to a customer a few minutes ago before the call, getting her card information for an order on a show, and she was telling me how she had so much Pampered Chef because she had a bridal shower 6 years ago. So they are, and this is wedding season right now. So read the local newspaper, find out engagements, troll Facebook, see who's newly engaged among your friends. I just did that recently and did one. Offer to do a wedding shower for a couple, or at least snag a wedding registry. Visit bridal boutiques, wedding planners, bakeries, and specialize in wedding cakes, and see if they'll let you leave your business cards or flyers. Most towns have bridal fairs and shows, but proceed with caution because some are super expensive, like $200 or more.
Yeah.
Only a few hours. So talk about wedding showers at all of your live and virtual parties and get leads there. And be sure to mention the gift registry is not just for weddings. When you book your wedding showers, get with your director or recruiter for tips on how to have a successful one. And June is a fantastic month to have a bridal shower, even if they're not getting married until the fall or even early next year. Have them do it this month so that they can get the double free rewards. I have a consultant on my team. She always does fabulous in January when we have the double free. She gets all of her brides from and does the wedding shower, and she ends up having $1,000 showers. Even if it's like a year out, she's gotten these bridal showers to happen. So those are a great way to just kind of add another service and get some more shows. Another one is realtors. So realtor gifts, housewarming shows, show it off. They can be a great hookup for potential bookings. They're looking for great gifts to give home buyers. A nice Pampered Chef gift would be a constant reminder of the realtor versus a gift card to dinner or a plant that dies. So suggest items that would be great gifts. Also offer shows for new homeowners and those trying to sell their houses. Be sure to introduce yourself to any new neighbor and take a Pampered Chef goodie. They will remember you. I like to visit neighborhoods where I want to do a show. Some neighborhoods will let you leave mini catalogs at doors. Mailboxes are a no-no. No one is allowed to put items in people's mailboxes except postal carriers. But beware of neighborhoods with solicitation policies. I'll ask for referrals on Facebook or at my cooking shows. Who knows someone who lives in a community? I'd love to do a show there. It's my goal to do a show in every city in my state. How cool would that be to do a show in every city in California? That would be pretty awesome. Another one, and I kind of talked a little bit about this, that I've had success with is garage and yard sales. Visit local yard sale pages. You can get to know what's looking on. So they're great fishing holes for bookings. Target the seller as a potential consultant or host. Tell the seller you're looking for vintage Pampered Chef items for a customer. When she says, "Oh, I never sell my Pampered Chef items," you know you've got a great lead. Strike up a conversation with other buyers and mention that you're the local PC representative. Be ready to hand out mini catalogs or recipe cards and collect their info for your 48-hour raffle that you'll do for those that you meet over the weekend from the garage sale. And by the way, everyone's a winner. Just like we said, a free cooking show when you bring the ingredients. And your kids will love going to garage sales with you to find treasures and learn to haggle. Consider holding your own garage sale and have a basket or mini catalog or recipe cards to give out and do a drawing for those that attend. And be sure to check out the online garage sale sites on Facebook. You'll sometimes see people looking for Pampered Chef items or a Pampered Chef prep. I get tagged in those a lot. There's always a base yard sale at whatever base we're on. And once my friends get to know me and know I'm Pampered Chef, when somebody says looking for somebody who sells PC, I'm always tagged in those. Then get to know what's going on. Troll Facebook. Be a stalker in the lives of your friends and family and customer and hosts. It's part of building relationships, just to know what's going on. So if you see somebody that's having a death in their family, wouldn't you post on their wall? Absolutely. Like, praying for you, sorry for your loss. So if you see someone, say their daughter's engaged or they moved into a new house, there's an opportunity. They might want to have a show, a housewarming show. Be a stalker and read your local newspaper and online garage sale sites. You'll find out lots of cool stuff. The next one is you need to always be ready with your 20 to 30 second commercial. You should be able to say something effective and short when people ask you what you do, or ask them if they're familiar with Pampered Chef, and if they say no, boom, that's where you give your little commercial. I help create mealtime memories with quality tools and tasty recipes. Or I always say I show families how to get dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. So just have your own little commercial that you personalize.
You don't even have to make it up. There's so many creative ones out there. Just use that. Robin, way back in the day, said, I'm a kitchen magician.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. So the next one, here's what people say when you're with the Pampered Chef. Aren't you glad you aren't a lawyer? People never say, oh my gosh, I love lawyers. They always say, I love the Pampered Chef. Always. Absolutely always. Literally, this is a true story. In 7 years, I have only come across one person that says, I don't like that stuff. One person, and it was recently in a message. I was completely shocked, but she had had a bad experience with her product and her consultant never followed up. And so I said, I am so sorry you had a problem with your product. I would love if you still have it. I'd love to see if I can do anything about it. And she appreciated that I reached out. She says, oh, I threw it away. And I said, well, if you ever have, that issue again, or find a product in your house that it's Pampered Chef and you have an issue with, please let me know, because that is not, we make quality products. So just offer to heal that relationship. Never close a party without 2 bookings. So bookings are the heart of your business. You're never through until you book 2, because you need one to replace the show and one to grow your business. And there is a great chart out there that talks about, if you don't book shows, starts out with your bookings. And if you're not booking 2 shows at every show, it shows how you can be out of business within a couple months. Mm-hmm. Because we all know that some shows, cancel or they reschedule. And if you don't have the bookings on your calendar, the right number, then those reschedules can turn into all of a sudden you have nothing on your calendar. So you want to host coach effectively. That is super, super key. We're going to cover that next week, so make sure you're here on time. But make sure all your dishes are clean and you are appropriately dressed. Smell good, put your perfume on, talk about high-priced products to create the desire beyond the budget. You want to tell them why that double burner grill pan is amazing, and how they can grill pizza and salads and desserts and everything in between in those. You want to make your host feel special and appreciated. Go over bookings in your intro and in your demo at several times, and in your closing. I always talk about the theme shows that I'm offering. So, this double burner grill pan is amazing. Tonight we're making fajitas and margaritas in this, but I can come to your house next month and do wine, cheese, and chocolate, and we can grill a 3-cheese garden pizza in this. It's amazing. Use the door price slip, walk them through the boxes and tell them to check yes. Do the closing, use the door price slip. Tell them, do the full service checkout. Ask every single guest. That is so important. And be prepared to handle objections, because not everybody's going to say yes. But I always say, is that a no now or no not ever? Make them clarify. And if they say no to a cooking, ask them if they want to do a virtual party. And then if they say no to a virtual party, ask them for referrals. Tell them that you love referrals of somebody that would do a party. Turn your host into a booking agent for you. 50% off items. So offer an incentive for the guest who hosts or book, such as when the host gets 3 bookings, she'll get the prize in the bag. Or when you book your show, I'll bring the ingredients for a molten chocolate lava cake. Know your products when you're doing the demo to create an interest in purchasing or booking. Smile a lot and have fun with your people. That's what I love about my cooking shows. I genuinely have fun. And sometimes I have to pinch myself that I get paid to do it. No one wants to book a show with Eeyore, but they will book a show with Tigger. So I'm looking for parties in the Vacaville area. Have your calendar ready and clear to book dates right then and there. Have your next dates available. Get them on your calendar if at all possible right then. Let them know that they can always, get the date and say, okay, well, let me pencil you in for July 2nd. And then I'll check back with you in the next day or two and just verify that that date's good for you once you get home and get a chance to look at your calendar. Because if they pencil it in, they leave the show knowing that they're hosting a show, they are way more likely to reschedule the show if that date didn't work. So if they get home and they have something on July 2nd, they are much more likely to reschedule it for a different day than if they didn't have it on there at all and then they go home and it doesn't work. So make sure you get it on your calendar. And tell them that to contact you as soon as they pick their date. If they don't contact with you within 2 days, then group text the potential and the current host at the same time to follow up. Get your host involved. Get them working with you. I always, on my virtual parties, I have a host challenge where I send, I ask the host, I say, hey, I have a challenge for you. I always get my host to book parties at mine, and you're going to get 50% off at every party off of an item. If I give you the words to copy and paste, can you pick 5 friends to put me on a group message with, between you, myself, and them and then if you do 5, we'll most likely get 3. And usually they say yes, and I send them the words to message them. And then as soon as I see that the potential host has seen it, then I have some words that I send about booking. So super, super important. Host coaching effectively. Make sure your shows are very fun. We just talked about that, making sure that you are creating that desire to book a show. Full service checkout, super, super important. I drive this home to all of my consultants. Make sure you ask them about the business opportunity. Make sure you ask them to host a show. Make sure you ask them about referrals. And then if they say no to all of those, then I say, no worries. Thank you so much. I need great customers like you to keep me in business. So you always want to offer everything, because you never know who's looking for this business or who's looking to have a show. And a lot of times I say, just an extra little tip in here. I always say, so Shelly, when are we going to do your fajitas and margaritas show? I have July 2nd or July 8th available. Which one of those dates works best for you? So I'm planting the seed of when are they having their show, not would you like to have a show, or are you going to have a show? When are you going to have your show? And I have had people that have had shows or even signed as consultants from that. And then they tell me later, they're like, you did a great show and I was not going to book a show. But then you asked me and said, when are we doing your show? And I thought, I don't know, when are we doing my show? So planting that seed of when is very important. So when you go to your show, cooking show, or you're having your virtual show, start saying on the way, I will get 2 cooking and 1 catalog booking today. I am a booking magnet. That's part of those affirmations we talked about last week. Everyone wants to book a show with me. Why wouldn't they? You're amazing. And this week, passion, the 4 pillars of success. Belief, we talked about last week. Passion, we're going to talk about skill and will later on. But very, very important. So I challenge you to strengthen your system so much, your belief in the 3 opportunities The opportunity to purchase, the opportunity to book a show, and the opportunity to join one of the fastest growing teams in the country. So when you wake up, the first thing you should think of is, whose life am I going to change today? So this week, I want you to look at your passion behind this company's booking opportunity. So you've got to believe that we have the best thing ever and be so completely passionate about it that you can't help but booking a ton of parties. Are you passionate at your parties? Are you passionate about your products? Can they tell that you're in love with the products? Can they tell when you talk about the bookings how much fun it's going to be at those parties and how crazy they are not to have one? Can you paint a picture so clear that they have to join your team? Painting the picture is key. You want to paint a clear picture. And are you passionate about your business? People can tell whether you are passionate or you aren't. That is something that I love about cooking shows and face-to-face shows, is I feel like I can easily display that passion that I have for them. And I have had numerous customers, even if they don't book a show or don't join my team, they'll say, oh my gosh, I had such a great time. You can tell you really love what you do. And I say, I do. It's amazing. Like, I can't believe I get paid to do this sometimes. So have that passion, because people can see it. If you do not feel passionate, how can you find your passion? Attend national conference. Conference is coming up.
That will do it. That would do it.
Yay! Less than 2 more months, actually. So make sure that you attend national conference. Go through Pamper Chef University again. Watch YouTube videos. Play with your tools at home. Attend team meetings. Listen. Just a minute. Listen to your training calls. Find an accountability partner in this group. Find a fair or a booth to work so you can share your passion with everybody at the vendor event. Come to a recipe night. Find a Pamper Chef mentor. And then your homework this week is any questions? Are there any questions real quick before I go over your homework?
Such good input. Such good ideas. I was taking lots of notes.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. So homework, we're going to listen to Abundant Bookings with Susan Warshay and Missy Elites this week. You're going to go to Pamper Chef University course bookings and peer sharing resources. Send an email to your director with at least 5 takeaways from that. I'll be out in a minute, Shanessy.
Oh, can you go back one more page? I wasn't ready.
That one?
Sorry.
Homework?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay.
PCU course booking peer sharing. Hold on.
No worries.
Bet you're getting wildly familiar with where to find things on Consultant's Corner, because we keep directing you to all these different areas. Very good. We'll take a screenshot of this and share it to Crystal.
Okay.
And then also include in your email, how many shows did you book this week? How many out and about contacts did you make? How many shows did you do this week? How many bookings did you get at your shows? How many leads did you get? What is something you struggled with this week? And what is one brag you have this week? What's something you're super excited about?
And for folks who are watching the replay of this, the link that I give you to the homework, and I have a different one for each week. Somebody set those up for us, and they basically, you click the link to submit your homework and you answer these questions, and there's places for you to elaborate. So it's a Google Doc. It really is an easy way. You can type it all out in an email if you want. I think Crystal did that last week, but if you want to do the simple way, just click on the link in our group page to submit your homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, on our link page, right?
On our Facebook group page for this group. It's called
For the 6 weeks to success.
Your 6 weeks to success.
Yeah. Okay, and then we can just answer these next to each one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
And thank you for attending. That's what we have tonight. So thank you, Christy, and everybody who is watching the replay. I hope you guys learned some things, got some great tips and ideas. Crystal, what is one of your takeaways from tonight?
Learning It was, I mean, just, learning how to strategize, make more bookings, because I had a party Friday night, but only got one booking. I did try to get everybody to book and have a good party. But like you said, you can always, I didn't have them fill out those little cards. I mean, I have their papers that they did their orders on, and I can always follow up and fill out those too. But like to put them in a drawing and give everybody a call, say, hey, you want a party? We can make a cake together. Let's make a party, have a few friends over, and I'll bring to make a cake or something. So that's something encouraging that I think people would really like, because they love my s'mores cake. But, my host bought everything. But to have them fill it out and put like a drawing, somebody will win, and then you call everybody, and you get more parties out of that, because you're offering, that they won, and have them have a couple friends over, and they reap the rewards, and plus I bring the ingredients to make a cake. So I think that's a really good thing to get more parties and more bookings.
Yeah.
So.
Another way to follow up with that from your party on Saturday night, if there's any outside orders that the host is getting from somebody who couldn't come, getting their contact information, calling them and saying, thank you so much, Shelly, for ordering. Sorry you couldn't make it the other night. We had so much fun at her, fajitas and margaritas party. I'm offering a salad and sangria show in June, and I would love it to come over and make it for your friends. Or I would love to do the same fajitas and margaritas party so you can experience.
I lost you there.
Oh, can you hear me? And right. Just offering to do
now it's things too.
Yeah, that
okay.
The follow-up to the outside orders, because they didn't get the benefit of learning from you. They didn't learn how to use all the products. They placed an order, which is great, but I can't tell you how many people order a ceramic egg cooker or a can opener or popcorn maker or whatever, and they don't know how to use them. So definitely follow up on those outside orders.
Absolutely. Shelly, did you have a takeaway?
I have one more question.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
When I was at that party Friday night, I took some zucchinis, a couple different zucchinis, I took that and a lemon, and I took a couple garlics, and we did the garlic spiral thing, and they loved it, and the garlic peeler, and they were fabulous, and they loved all that.
The zucchini, you did the veggie spiralizer with the zucchinis and made noodles?
Yes.
Wow.
So we did that. We had the old one too that you just kind of turn, the smaller one. And then we did the garlic one as well, and then the citrus juicer. Everybody got to do that, and the can opener as well. So yeah, it worked out good.
Yeah, and what Shanessy says is so critical. You may have left the party with just one booking, but you do a Big Mac call, a morning after call, and that's a habit if you establish it early in your business, like now, Crystal. It's a morning after call. You call everybody who was there and the people who placed outside orders, and it's a call of appreciation. Thank you so much for coming. It was great to cook with you. I just routinely check in, the morning after to make sure I answered all your questions, to see if you have questions about having your own get-together. Can we make dinner with your friends next week? Or do you have any questions about making dough with us? And you'd be amazed. You get more orders. They'll be like, oh, I was thinking about adding that garlic press, and I figured it was too late. Well, sure, I can add it. I haven't submitted that yet.
Yeah, it's still open till Wednesday. I'm going to close it. I'm going to go over to see her and see if she said she was going to have more orders online. And I wanted to see, if I go on to her party, I would see any more orders on there that came in. Is that correct? Because I've never done that before.
Yep, you'll get an email, and
okay.
And you'll see them on the party
Hello?
too. Yeah, you'll get an email and you'll see them on the party as well. Yeah.
Okay.
You and I are due for a catch-up call. So
okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, fabulous. Thank you. Good question.
Yeah. Okay.
And Shanessy, I love the ideas about getting the bookings out and about and contacting folks. Kind of trolling Facebook and things like that, but in reality, you're offering help. I had a gal.
Yeah, all the different outlooks, like the newspaper and garage sales and all of that is, it's
there are so many people that respond and they say, oh, I haven't seen a Pampered Chef rep in forever. Or some people I didn't even know you guys were still in business.
Oh,
that, and then you just say, yeah, absolutely. We've been in business for 38 years now. I'd love to show you what's new.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's all really good information. So
Awesome.
I wrote down almost 3 pages of notes. So
great.
Well, these calls are accessible just to the folks who are in our 6 Weeks to Success program. So this is week 2, and Shanessy, you hit it out of the park with prospecting and booking. Thank you very much. I will put the recording of this call. It was loaded. So what you guys want to do is reach out to the other folks in the 6 Weeks program that didn't make it tonight because of scheduling issues, and really urge them to watch this through a couple times, because Shanessy was just throwing all kinds of great ideas at us. You want to be sure to do the homework. We'll post that on the page. Connect with your director and do a catch-up call this week. Once you've done all those things and submitted your homework, then you will be invited to participate in week 3, which is host coaching next week. I am leading the host coaching call. It's one of my passions, and I'm very, very excited to share. It always helps me when I teach on it. My shows, all of a sudden, my show average pops up. So that's going to be a marvelous thing. And you mentioned, Shanessy, we talked about this a while back and got real busy. You mentioned that you're using Evernote. If you want to kind of nudge the team on the team page, not the 6 Weeks page, nudge them, say, hey, if I can get Shelly to do a quick, training call, where an interactive kind of call on Evernote, would anybody be interested? Then we can schedule one, because I don't have shows this week. Well, just a Wednesday, and I'd be happy to do that. Okay. So if you post that. All right. Well, we are good to go. Any other questions? Anything I forgot?
No, I guess I'm talking to you tomorrow at my lunchtime. So
yes. Great.
Okay.
Write down all your questions. We'll get all caught up. Thanks for Shanessy.
Okay. Thank you, Shanessy. Okay.
You're welcome. Have a great week, ladies, and I'll post out about the Evernote.
Oh, perfect. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.